Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Rookie of the Year. This is a 1993 film. It's an hour and 44 minutes long, and this is 1993 was quite a year for kids baseball films. The Sandlot came out the same year. I don't know which came first, but this is like a 20th Century Fox film, acquired, of course, during the merger or acquisition of 20th Century Fox. And I'm not a big sports fan. I'm not a I don't watch sports on TV unless I've been paid to watch sports on TV, but that was football. Um, I won't say where or why, but I was for a time. I do enjoy live sports, and baseball is one of them. Baseball I couldn't watch on TV if I wanted to, but in the stadium, sure. I've gone to a number of Dodgers games. I've been to the Phillies. I've seen my first one was the Cleveland Indians, who are no longer the Cleveland Indians. Uh, so yeah, it's this is one of these things that is one of those true American type stories. I'm sure there's films just like this in other countries that probably involves soccer or football, but in this baseball, this American Pie, apple. Speaking of apple pie, by the way, the main character in this, who is Henry Rowan Gardner, he's played by Thomas Ian Nichols, and you might know him from the movie American Pie 2, and probably 3, I don't know. But he was in the American Pie films just a few years after this. Here he plays a 13-year-old who is not very good at baseball. He plays he plays on his his elementary junior high team, the middle school team. Um, can't catch very well. He doesn't. I mean, he's put out in the field when he gets to play, but he's not too good. Even though he's told his father was a pitcher. His father he doesn't know very well. He doesn't know at all. Actually, he never met him. He's been raised by his mother. But one of the great things about this thing is this is a great mother and son bonding film. Like we had Jungle to Jungle the other day, which is about father and son bonding, and we often, I don't know, every once in a while you get the mother and daughter bonding, which like a Brave or something like that, where it's the struggle and then they realize how much they need each other. This one is a little bit different in the sense that I keep forgetting his name. Henry. Well, I just spent the last 2 hours watching this. Henry is playing. He's lousy at baseball. He gets picked on by other kids. He has a crush on a girl. It's all these things. He has two best friends. This is the setup, basically, of his very normal life in Chicago. And one of the kids teasing him throws a baseball at him. Hey, catch this! Like, last time he tried to catch a ball during a game, he failed miserably, and they lost the game. He ends up falling and breaking his arm as a result of that, and putting his arm in a cast like this for the next 4 months through August. So, he's stuck like this. I'm not sure how this timeline works because honestly, baseball, you can't just can you just hire people to join a baseball team? Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Uh, he has his arm in a cast, and the tendons apparently fuse to the bone. I don't in a way that gives him this 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and that they realize that when he gets his cast off, and his mom buys him and his friends tickets to go down to Wrigley Field and check out the game, and the ball gets the Cubs where they played Wrigley Field, at least I don't know if they still do, but they there's a legendary pitcher played by Gary Busey just lobbing these balls in, and they keep hitting home runs off of him. And so the rule is that when the other team gets a home run off of the pitch, you throw the ball back. You don't keep that ball. That's not a souvenir. You throw that back. Nobody should get that. Well, at one point, Henry decides to throw the ball back, and he throws it straight across the field back to the pitcher, and practically knocks him on his butt. And everybody at every level, the owners, the coaches, all the ball teams, everybody is like, holy crap, what is going on here? Oh, by the way, the announcer in this, who does not have a high level credit in this whatsoever, is John Candy. I didn't even know. I was looking through the credits at the beginning just to make sure I could put all the names in for the tags, and all of a sudden I hear John Candy's voice, and I see him. I'm like, holy cow, he is just a recurring bit. He's not like important to the story or anything else, but he gives the color commentary, and he is hilarious as always. He is John Candy. If you do not know the name John Candy for whatever reason, look him up and see his movies, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and so many more. Even when he has small parts, he's amazing. Oh, Spaceballs. But anyway, so everybody sees him throw this frozen rope, is what somebody calls it at one point, and he gets brought in. This is all very, very fast. This happens very fast. I mean, obviously they're in August in their season, and they go on the Cubs recruiters go on a hunt to find this kid who threw this 100-mile-an-hour ball. And, okay, well, they find him, and the guy who's dating his mom, Jack, sort of connects them. He's the guy who makes the connection happen and becomes the manager. Does he have good intentions for the kid or for himself? Who knows? You can tell probably by my attitude that Jack might not be the greatest guy. But, of course, this means that Henry gets to be on the Chicago Cubs team. They can't technically do worse. They are historically one of the worst, consistently worst teams in American baseball. It's even I know that. They did win a number of years ago, 2017, I think. I'm not sure. They did win the World Series, but it was after nearly more than 100 years, it seems like it, that they had even gotten to the World Series, won the World Series, and even almost as long as it was the 40s or something when they had even taken the pennant. So, yeah, it's been a while. They're notoriously at the bottom of any rankings for any year, any season. So he joins because everybody hears about this, and if nothing else, it's a PR stunt. And it turns out that by the way, they jump right through. There's no practice. Nobody gets to see him in practice. He doesn't practice with the adults that we see anyway, because everybody seems surprised once they see him in real action. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But I imagine this story has to move along, and so because honestly, this is a fantasy for any kid who, oh gosh, for any kid who is a huge baseball fan and grows up with baseball, they're in their little league and everything else. I can imagine being 12 years old and recruited to your favorite team or your local team, Major League Baseball. Can you imagine being just getting added to that because you have a rocket for an arm? That's like me getting a call from George Lucas to say, I'd like you to be a Jedi in my next movie. Well, he wouldn't be doing that now because, But if somebody said, by the way, they filmed The Mandalorian and Kenobi and Boba Fett, all probably Ahsoka too, right down the street from me, a couple miles away. I will wear a rubber mask and be a creature in the background that has no lines. Just saying, putting that out there right now. I'm waiting for the call. Anyway, if it would be a dream come true just to be able to be in that world, and it is overwhelming for Henry. He does deal with it. By the way, I'm not going to tell you the entire story, and I'm not going to give away the ending or anything else. But it does show the struggle of being a kid in a very adult world. It's nothing creepy or weird, although one dude does say during a Pepsi commercial that he's directing, he wants the kid to be more sexy. Yeesh. Okay, I think I might have blacked out at that point. Oh God! But yeah, he's doing Pepsi commercials, and he's doing, he's getting Reebok sponsorships and everything else because he's the biggest name in baseball at this point. And I will tell you this much: even though he joined in August, and technically the season, if you're going to playoffs, you're going through August. Through October. So he didn't play that many games apparently, but he brought them out of the basement because they weren't winning. Apparently, you can go to the top towards from nothing to the top in the last 2 months or the last month and a half. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but either way, the team starts doing great, and the superstar pitcher that he looks up to, played by Gary Busey, kind of looks over after him. Kind of looks after him like a dad in a sense in some ways. You can tell he takes a shine to Henry's mom too, who is great. She is just awesome, and she's played by Amy Morton, and she looks like she's played some other roles here that I should know, but she's Up in the Air, 8mm. She hasn't done a ton, I guess, since then. I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking at this chronologically, but she is awesome. She's one of my favorite things about this. She and Henry, their relationship, it seems genuine. It seems that she's not, how parents very often in a lot of films where it's all about the kid seem like dummies, like they don't know what's going on, or they're becoming an antagonist, and she is his cheerleader the whole way, and that's something he desperately needs, as he is scared out of his mind at some points. Other times he gets a little too cocky, and it's his mom and his friends who keep him down to earth. There is a subplot that involves his friends kind of being resentful for not hanging out with them as much because he's a superstar now, and that one, it's understandable, but it doesn't seem fully earned because it just sort of comes out of nowhere. It doesn't really build to it. It just sort of like, hey, I'm here, and they're like, where have you been? Yeah, it's understandable, but I don't think it was given enough proper time. This is the kind of show. A kind of movie that I imagine it would be a great show. Give this a Disney Plus series, like 8 episodes long or whatever else. A lot has to happen. A lot has to change in the course of this hour and 44 minutes. And I think it'd be a much more dramatic, and it's a comedy too. It's very much comedy, mainly because the director is Daniel Stern. You'll recognize him as one of the Wet Bandits from Home Alone just 3 years before. But Daniel Stern has a long history of acting, and he's directing. Obviously, he's directing in this, and he is also the voice of Kevin from the Wonder Years. But he's also a character in this thing. He literally plays the most cartoonish character in this whole thing. He's like one of the coaches that keeps giving advice nobody wants, and he does all the slapstick, he does all the crazy stuff. He gets, like, when they go to the hotels, like they have connecting rooms with the doors. You have the two doors. You've been in a hotel where they have the connecting rooms and the two doors. He gets trapped between them for the entire evening, or he keeps trapping himself inside the cage with the equipment and stuff like that. He's practiced batting, and he keeps hitting the ball, hitting the cage above him, and it keeps hitting him in the head. And he just keeps saying the weirdest, silliest things. He is the break from any drama that comes out of this thing. But yeah, he's the director, so he can do it however he wanted to. He can say, "Oh, you're a little bit too big there, Daniel." Well, he is the director, and he is the actor, so it works. If anything, that does sort of take you out of it and make this very much more of a kid's film in a sense. But at the same time, this is the kind of thing I would love just to watch in the open air in a little league baseball fields on a summer night. Get the hot dogs and the lemonade and everything else, and just watch it with a bunch of kids who had never seen it before. Because this movie is nearly 30 years old now. 93. Do you cross past the one? Yeah, it's like 30. yeah, 30, almost 30 years old. So there's a whole generation that's probably never seen this, but also loves baseball. And maybe they've seen The Sandlot, but Rookie of the Year speaks to kids who are passionate about baseball and having their dream come true. And what happens when that dream does come true? Is it really still a dream? And you look for inspiration wherever you can find it, and his inspiration is coming at him from all directions. It's insanely positive. There's moments where you think that maybe the kid should have a little bit more doubt or a little bit more maybe sadness or whatever else. He, even though he gets a little cocky at times, he is surprisingly humble and grounded throughout this thing, and it's all right. There's not a whole lot of crazy internal drama to sort of drag things down. Everything that's coming at him is coming at him from people who see him as not earning where he is. And technically, yeah, I mean, it's the arm that healed weird that somehow gave him this super throw. But what is he when he doesn't have that? Is he still a ball player? Is he still able to be in the MLB? No. But yeah, watch this obviously for the baseball. There's, I think, Barry Bonds and a few other baseball players make appearances in this. There's one guy in this who kind of plays his arch rival in a sense. No, not an arch rival. He's the guy who intimidates him the most on the Mets. By the way, there's a division final between the Cubs and the Mets. Really? Is that a thing that's ever really happened? I don't know much about baseball. I know that's an alternate universe. That doesn't happen in real life. But still. Anyway, yeah, he's it's pretty fun. It's really fun. It's really exciting. And like I said, I don't care about baseball unless I'm sitting in the stadium watching it. And even then, it's really just about having a beer and a hot dog and hanging out with friends and just hearing the roar of the crowd, peanuts and Cracker Jacks and everything else. It's a baseball film, and it's understandable for anybody who. This is a must for anybody who loves baseball, no matter what age you are. But even if you don't, you still enjoy it. You can still enjoy it. Like I said, I wish I could watch it just after the sun sets on a warm July night, after a ball game maybe. Just everybody in folding chairs and kids just cheering their brains out, rooting for this kid. That would be awesome. That would be awesome to experience because it's about the movie-going experience and the baseball going experience. So I got to mention that Eddie Bracken plays the team owner, and he is like a Disney and comedy classic actor. He is. And by the way, there's another scene in this that when I have to say when Henry first arrives at Wrigley Field, he's knocks on the door like. Seems very the scene is shot very familiar, and a man pops his head through the hole where the Cubs logo is and go away. It's straight out of Wizard of Oz. Yeah, it's when Dorothy makes her way into the Emerald City. So yeah, it's straight out of the Wizard of Oz because what he's experiencing is surreal. And it's pretty great. And again, I root for the mom. The mom is freaking awesome, and so is Henry, and also Gary Busey, who seems really together in this one. he seems to be aware that he's in a movie, that he's doing work. So that's good. So nothing against Gary Busey, he's great, but so anyway, yes. Ooh, I forgot to check this. Okay. I reset some things, and I need to log back in. Gosh, yeah. So as this loads up, I have to I'm gonna kill time. Here we go. All right, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
313.
Taking your time. Come on, 313. 313. I can't believe I spoke 20 minutes on a baseball movie. Okay, I don't know what this is. It's a series. Actually, I might know what this is. I think it's related to some other Disney Channel series, but we'll see. 313, right? We're gonna watch Mission Force One. Yeah, Mission Force One. Don't know what that is. Offhand, I can guess, but Mission Force One on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. 1 or 2 episodes at most, probably. Bye.